Hey guys, I just have a quick little introduction to Beer's Law for you. And then if you open the lab handout document on Canvas, the background information goes into a little bit more detail. So there's this guy named Mr. Beer who, with a couple other scientists, came up with this relationship between solution concentration and absorption of a solution. And if you look at the graph of the plotted data, my x-axis, my independent variable is the molarity concentration of the solution dependent on the absorbance of the solution. And we're going to go over what we mean by that absorbance in a minute. But you can see that there's a direct relationship that as I increase concentration, I increase the absorbance. So think of a pitcher of Kool-Aid, like cherry Kool-Aid that's really dark in color. And when I shine a light through that, and that's the theory of spectroscopy, and the instrumentation you will use, when I shine a light through a solution of distilled water, there's no particles of solute in there to absorb that light, and that light passes straight through. It would have an absorbance of 0. If I make a light, like kind of dilute solution of cherry Kool-Aid and it's sort of light pink, and I shine a light through it, that light's going to be able to pass through there. But as it goes through, there are going to be particles of solute that light is going to be able to reflect off of, and it's going to absorb more of that light. If I have a really concentrated solution, a lot of Kool-Aid mixed in, and a really dark red color, then as that light passes through there, there are a lot of solute particles that I'm going to have an increase in absorption. So again, a direct relationship between concentration, which we're going to measure as molarity, and the absorbance of a solution. This is an area of chemistry that we refer to as analytical chemistry, where I'm actually quantifying what the concentration is. And for example, we use spectrophotometry. This is a spectrophotometer, and you'll use those in AP Chem, and we use them in APES for a couple of experiments. If we were doing the lab in class, we would use a more inexpensive model or version of that called a colorimeter. And again, how that works is I would put this little cuvette would drop right in there, no matter which instrumentation I'm using, and a light would shine through that solution and it would measure how much absorbance there is. You're going to use a lab simulation that's going to allow you to change the concentration and measure the corresponding absorbance, and collect some data and answer questions about that. So like I said, the lab handout has a ton of information, and go ahead and take a look at that if you have a chance before Thursday. Otherwise, you'll have plenty of time to get that done, and we'll talk about more about that in our online class on Thursday.